Okay, welcome to the S.H.O.P, the social hub of positivity, right here in the centre of the S.H.O.P, in Emery Gate, in Chippenham, in Wiltshire, with this wonderful human being, Lionel Chandler. You are a fantastic artist who've just put a display up in our wonderful shop. And how long are you going to be here with?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, right. So I would suggest that people, will do some photographs on this, but we will, if you can, come down and see it firsthand and buy some, because it's beautiful. Tell me, Lionel, tell me, they're beautiful, they're prints, aren't they, from your acrylics?
Mostly they're prints. There's one or two originals there.
Right.
So, but yes, I use G-Clay print, which is a nice quality print.
How does that work then? What's the...
I don't know the process of how they do it.
Yeah.
But, it's.
So you send the original, which is acrylic away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And all the colours are really spot
Yeah,
on.
they are, aren't they? Because
Yeah.
you wouldn't know
Yeah.
that they're prints,
No.
which is gorgeous.
Yes.
There's a lot of nature.
I do. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I have to say, it's one of my
Yeah.
favourite subjects as well.
Yeah.
Do tell, because you have elephants and all sorts in there.
Yeah, I didn't see any elephants when I was out walking, but I do love to walk. I do love to walk, take photographs, and then I'll paint.
Right.
It's based on a photograph.
Yeah. I was wondering.
So it's quite good fun, really. And,
The waterside ones with the boats and stuff, where is that?
that was actually from Croatia, when I was a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, we could have banged into each other.
Oh, were you there?
Yeah, we were. My wife, fortunately, is a Croatian, and we were there working. We work in a primary school on one of the islands. Where were you?
We're about 20 minutes from Split.
Perfect. So we were on an island 2 hours from Split. Whereabouts were you then?
You can ask me for names of places.
No, not it wasn't on an island.
No, it's on the
Okay.
mainland.
Well, if
but,
you ever go back,
yes.
go to one of the islands. In fact, I would suggest go to Var, which is where we hang
Yes,
out.
I saw that.
It's amazing.
That's yeah. We went to the national park,
Oh yeah, right.
all the waterfalls. And
Yeah.
so
I'm yet to go there, bizarrely. I heard it's beautiful.
It's absolutely amazing.
So, did you take photographs?
Yes.
And will you be making paintings?
Yes.
Right. You must get in contact with me then, because I'd love to. Mine's actually going to be editing this. I was about to say I'd like to buy one of them for my wife, but as she's editing this, it will no longer become a surprise. Be surprised if it's abstract and it doesn't look like a waterfall, but more like an elephant. But anyway, so your elephant isn't from real,
No, that's
Not-
just from a photograph.
but
that
you
I
love the
saw.
subject matter.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
perfect.
I've done a lot of dogs and cats and
Yeah.
everything, but
Yeah,
the elephant was a
powerful. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, the
It's-
picture.
Yeah, there was what was the famous artist that used to do lots of elephants?
Oh God, yeah.
There's a geezer, what was his name? Not Shepherd, it was something. I don't know. He did. There was
Was it Shepherd?
I don't know, it might have been.
Yeah.
It might have been that. If it's not, whoever it is, if you're watching this, do apologise, but you've got great art. Excuse me, I'm going to choke here. So, how long have you been an artist? Is this your main profession?
I used to be an illustrator.
Wow.
And then I've retired now, and now I draw and paint things I want
Those you want to.
as opposed to, yeah.
So your illustration was commissioned for books or?
Well, no,
was it?
it actually was more on the technical side, the graphics and
Wow.
that kind of.
Well, what sort of companies and people would you work for?
I worked for a lot of blue chip companies,
Right.
doing various things.
Yeah.
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 Kind of like,
Yeah.
technical manuals. and things
Oh,
like
right,
that.
you know, they're
kind of.
deep, aren't they? They're
Yeah.
hard. I had
Yeah.
a neighbour that used to do them for the trains, brake systems and stuff.
Oh yes, at Westinghouse. Yeah.
It was independent, but he did it for Westinghouse. He did it
Yeah.
all over the world. But
Yeah.
it's like, wow, that's deep. That's a lot and really important stuff.
Yeah.
So now you just do your own creative stuff.
I do, and I just like to experiment and play around.
Yeah. Well, you're not doing bad. So how long have you been doing that then?
Well, a bit more seriously, really, the last 2 or 3 years. Yeah.
That is amazing.
So, yeah.
I actually thought that's what you did for a living forever.
Oh,
It's
right,
like,
no.
that's
Oh,
you've got, yeah, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Again, we'll show photographs, but you need to get up close to these things, people. Obviously, I know that people watch this from further away than Chippenham, but if you visit in Chippenham at all, or you want a reason to visit, besides coming to this wonderful hub in Emery Gate, please come and see this amazing art. What other stuff you got planned? Where else do you exhibit this stuff?
I've actually got a place lined up in Moles, really. It's another window.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I've been in the high street there. My sister owns a shop there, so.
Yeah.
But I'm really new to all this.
What about the Caution Gallery?
Yeah.
We were over there the other day. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Bought a nice piece from there. Not that I can afford willy-nilly, but I get.
Oh, which one? Because I've got quite a few now.
Yeah. Well, there was an exhibition. One of the parents of, we run the alternative education project.
Yeah.
So one of the parents is a really talented artist. In fact, him and his partner, there's just amazing stuff. But it was an exhibition of loads of different artists.
Yeah.
You know the one on the corner?
Yes. Yeah.
By
Yeah.
go up to co-organised it. Yeah, by the precinct. Yeah. It's on the corner between that and the
Yeah, I did go in there and ask about exhibiting.
And what happened?
It's just the usual.
Well,
I can't remember what she said now, but I've kind of asked a few places in Caution,
Yeah.
and they're either really booked up or.
oh, I can imagine that because it's a sort of place that attracts it naturally,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
You would think that this place wouldn't, but I'm telling you now, if you don't sell something, make sure you buy something. If you don't sell something
Anonymously.
yes, do it anonymously. I sell lots of the artist's work here.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's quite amazing on a regular basis.
nice. Yeah,
Art
yeah.
is bought, and of course, our raison d'être is not that, but the majority of the volunteers are these art. They're lovely people that often spend time telling people to come in and they'll just be looking at the art. And if I'm in here and I see it and one of the artists is volunteering, I'll say, do you like that? And they go, yeah. So, well, that's the person that did it. Very rarely do you get that interaction. I was going to say intercourse, but that was not appropriate. Interaction with an artist.
Yeah.
So this place is quite magical in that way. And the artists also put on workshops. So people come and do, young people, all manner of people come and do workshops.
I think it's quite important, really. I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, I can't draw, I can't paint." Well, you can.
Yeah.
Anyone can.
Yeah.
And don't be scared of failure because there's no such thing.
That's it.
You learn from it.
Yeah.
You chuck a picture or you keep it and you go.
Yeah. Same with music, same with everything.
It is all
what
the
are you
arts,
doing
yeah,
it for? So the
absolutely.
first point of call for me, and that's why we're an arts organisation, is about the individual who is hopefully trying to express something as a cathartic experience of expressing it, putting your thoughts in some sort of order, even if it's quite profound and you don't necessarily know what you're expressing in song, in whatever at the time. But you can feed back to it and or you can maybe garner some understanding or meaning at a later date. Or just as importantly, if you do share it with people, because there's the point we're all taught to be really competitive. It's like, no, art's for art's sake, definitely. Songs, music, film, doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
In the doing is the reward, definitely. And I think I agree with you that everyone can sing and everyone can act and everyone can paint and everyone can whatever. It's like if you want to spend your life dedicated to it and you try to make a living from it, I can imagine maybe that it gets
a bit different.
all consuming. But why?
No.
Why? Why should it be? And why our society has been hijacked by the idea that the X Factor, again, going back to that, it's like, wait a minute, this is a karaoke competition, isn't it? Like, it's a karaoke competition. You're exploiting the needs or wants of these people to become famous. It's actually fame you're trying to sell them.
Yeah.
You're exploiting it, you're exposing them to this, and they're not they're just singing karaoke. This is with lights and costumes. And there's nothing wrong with karaoke, because in fact this afternoon, just right now, that's been set up for our singing group, which is fundamentally karaoke. People come in, all different ages, all different backgrounds, come in, choose a song, sing a song which they share with people. That's better than the X Factor. It doesn't generate anywhere near as much money. In fact, it doesn't generate any money. But it's the real underlying reason. Back to the reason you're saying about people, all people can paint and draw. It's just practice, isn't it? Just do it more.
Because you're never wrong. Nothing's wrong.
Yeah, what's the worst thing that can happen?
There isn't a wrong and a right way.
Yes, and that's how many different art forms have come about, isn't it? Like the individual artist's perception put into some art form, and people going, you either dig it or you don't dig
I
it.
mean, you take from it.
Yeah, 100%.
You put your own thing into it. And then, as long as you enjoy doing it, I don't see.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it. For the first
That's
bit,
the reward.
it's just just doing it. That's it.
I think if you try commercially to get anywhere, you're immediately on failing. Unless you're a businessman.
Yeah, but exactly. But then you're at the mercy of some other person saying it's good enough.
Yeah.
Well, art's in the eye of the beholder, isn't it? You kind of all people different. So it's like what? It's shocking. I mean, did Van Gogh? He's one of my favourite artists, and not because I think he's technically anything. It's just what the colours and the approach say, the energy that's in it in one of his paintings.
I think it's the energy.
It's the energy. If you stand in front of one in one of the galleries, it's absolutely. And it's like, whoa! I mean, there's an energy force coming off this. Then if you read about him and you think, oh my God, the poor lad. He only really started doing art in the last 10 years of his life. He, sold 2 paintings. I mean, I don't even know if that was true, but it apparently is. His brother obviously supported him. One of the stories about him, when he died and when his paintings started to become famous, he went down to Arles, is it, in the south of France, and he would just paint anyone and everyone, the postmaster, so he did all those portraits, self-portraits as well, but he obviously did them as gifts. And because I guess the acceptable art at the time was, that was the time of Impressionists, really, wasn't it? So pre that, it would have had the classical art paintings of beautiful oil paintings of exact replicas, because there wasn't photography, I guess, and also start of photography, but when you would see his vibrant colours, they just would have looked like crazy paintings. One of them, apparently, someone found out that he'd become painting. He's like, he'd become famous, or his paintings had become famous. And they went, wait a minute, we've got one of them, and they'd used it to patch up their hen coops. Van Gogh. So it's like, whoa, wait a minute, that crazy guy, he's become famous. And that's interesting about how fame, notoriety and that sort of level, or commercial fame, affects the way people perceive it. Puts a whole new lilt on it, whereas actually I see, maybe I'm just blessed, I see beauty, and I love the difference in people's art. They say, well, no, I only like this type of art. Same with music. It's like, well, relatively open-minded to it, because as you say, you get influenced from all different bits and you interpret in your own way, don't you?
And how many times have you kind of, you're out for a walk, say, and you see all the dappled light coming through and you go, that's just like the Impressionist painting.
100%. That's how they must have done it, with Renoir and Seurat as well, with his pointillism. It's one of those, like, how you see the same thing. It's like, again, I think it was Aldous Huxley talking about the doors of perception. He's talking about, obviously, how the mind and the brain perceive things. So you then, if you were to look at the same subject matter, going back to Van Gogh, and think, well, actually, his perception of colour and shape and everything else was incredible. But he was never perceived as a famous person. Then all the big people you're talking about, they must have been like heretics. Cézanne and all those people, compared to what were before, they were like, what are you doing? And people railed against them, and then it became the acceptable face of modern art, didn't it? And then you had cubism and what have you, all changes.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And there you go, the history of art in 30 seconds.
Excellent.
I'm really enjoying looking at your stuff there. I think it's a beautiful exhibition in its miniature, obviously just in a window and some on the wall. Are you keeping the same pieces up for 2 weeks, or are you going to change it about?
I mean, if anything goes, then I'll
Replace it. Okay, that's great.
I've got lots.
Yeah, good. Oh wow, you've got
Trolley
lots.
full. Oh, trolley full. Tesco trolley fulls.
Wicked.
No, I was-
On that note, and there are other trolleys available.
Thank you, Mr. Tesco.
Yes, bless you all. Look forward to seeing more.
Yeah.
Really great. Thank you so much.
Well, thank
A
you,
wonderful
Ed,
person.
and thanks for all this.
No,
What you do.
no, it's well, wouldn't happen without people like yourself. So thank you all. That's a wrap.
Spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, just another